Hello everyone, Agion here, another CochoSGO replays, but on the north side as the OKW player and Veramok, or Osh here, we have InsaneHoshi and his ally, oops, he's actually over here, JaGDiSk, which he's actually locked in the Jaeger infantry doctrine, one of the doctrines that have been reworked. We do on the south side have outsider Sidaroth and CochoSGO. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty. It's been a bit of time since I last did a cast. Had been a bit busy and everything, but now I'm ready to get back into the action. Or at least watch people getting back in the action. The Jaeger Commander Squad is the primarily new thing for this doctrine, which will basically allow them to deploy a 5-man Grenadier using the Stormtrooper skin, if I remember correctly. I'm not exactly sure if it has Stormtrooper received accuracy or not. Something I need to look in the editor. We do got the Pioneer over here now moving forward. These rear echelon, if they're going to complete the wire, they may take additional damage. And no, I don't want to update, damn you. You will in fact get inside the building. Maybe the best, this is not exactly a good spot for them to engage. There's 3 windows right here, so that is a very bad spot to engage. I'm not so sure what the best spot to engage. Perhaps try to finagle it around this corner, perhaps. Everywhere on that building, there's multiple windows. We do in fact got the MG42 now being set on up. Over here, we do got Volksgrenadiers engaging combat engineers inside a house. Conscripts are capturing up in the rear. Conscripts are capturing up over here. What is the build for this OKW player? Looks like they got the Sturm Pioneers rushing forward to the cutoff point right there, but it was never actually secured. The MG42 will be trying to engage these riflemen. However, they're behind heavy cover, making them very resistant. Now receiving quite a bit of additional damage. They already received a bit of damage from the rear echelon, and the riflemen will force them away. Storm Pioneers come in for a very nice flank. We'll rip apart these riflemen, no problem. The Grenadiers will displace the rear echelons. We got conscripts versus the Volksgrenadiers. Overall, the Volksgrenadiers are behind heavy cover. This house only has 2 windows here, but the rest of the men are firing to the front, so he's making usage of all the members. So that is actually quite fine if you focus down this squad first. 4 conscripts are coming forward. They did in fact get buffed. Nice little hot swap. The Grenadiers are a much better option for longer range damage. Oh, nice merge. Now we have ambush camouflage, which also enables the sprint regardless of the upgrade or not. Vagan has been built. He's eyeing to capture up that point, perhaps in the middle of combat. But the Vagan's armor has been reworked, so now it's no longer the tanky beast. Riflemen trying to pushing forward, trying to displace these Grenadiers. I believe I just saw the ambush camouflage just been upgraded on that squad. Yes, it has. He's actually garrisoned both squads. Oh, that wire. He needs to get in there and get out through that front window, through that front door, or maybe just stick it out and fight, because that's only 2 members with very low health. What would be a very devastating thing right now if he had grenades. G42 will be setting up. He's trying to desperately save this 2-man Grenadier. Actually gets out now, does retreat back the safe direction. Pioneer squads, however, may be focused down. MG42 is not firing because there is a line of sight blocker from the house. Very good positioning by the riflemen, whether it be on purpose or not. Conscripts have secured up quite a bit of the map on this side. Both fuel points are in favor of the Allies, so will see and feel advantage for them. But this fuel point will be finally secured up. MG42 will finally get in this building. He may want to get some minesweepers in order to cut this. It won't stop the garrison of this door, but it will block them from coming out, which actually can be quite devastating. G43s has been researched, or now available now, so we will in fact see some cheaper weapon alternatives are much more aggressive. We'll have a bit of trouble versus rifleman bars if he ever goes for them. And we do in fact have a doctrinal lock-in of the Recon Support Company, another reworked doctrine. So the IR Pathfinders are now a reasonable fighting squad. Not incredibly powerful, they're not compared to the Airborne because they only have one scoped rifle, however, they're cheaper. Cheaper than riflemen, in fact.
The bunker has been converted to an emergency medical station.
This Grenadier squad will be forced back. We do got even a 50 cal now moving forward. The 50 cal is an excellent MG. And he almost lost that Grenadier squad. CochoSGO should be able to win out this range. Along with the Volksgrenadier, yeah, there's no way the rear echelon's going to win that engagement.
Heavy truck, ready for orders.
Flamethrower has been built, which result in a pretty good garrison clearing and even heavy cover clearing. So we do in fact have a battle group HQ set up for forward healing and reinforcement. Now you can't research the forward reinforcement point until later now. So this is still powerful, but not game-ending powerful. He can still be displayed, so in fact you got Molotovs, which will deny the garrison as well as this heavy cover around this in place this truck. We do got an MG34. That would be excellent item to use right now to suppress all these conscripts, or get inside that building. The cal here is trying to will de-garrison that building eventually. You got this flamethrower team moving forward, but over negative ground gets ripped apart. With this heavy cover there, the incendiary grenade will help displace it around, actually not moving out, getting quite a bit of damage onto them. Molotov will come forward, which will burn these Volksgrenadiers out of that heavy cover also. This Maxim will just slowly peck away at this MG34. MG34 is not returning fire. Actually, no, it is returning fire, but it only has 3 members compared to 6, and the Maxim does have better point damage. The MG34 has been buffed, however. Its damage is now up to 3 from 2. Doesn't sound like a huge amount, but that's 50% more damage. Oh, in comparison, the MG42 is exactly has the same stats, except for it has a damage value of 4, making it still superior. Ooh, we do in fact see a grenade, and there's 3 models really bunched up there. In fact, he will get the mortar wipe. He better not go for the mortar team. That's way too low. He sacrificed the entire squad for it. He does have the lieutenant here for the Thompson and the bar for incredibly high damage, but he lost the entire squad just to pick up that mortar. Granted, that's probably worth it, actually. But it still doesn't make you feel any good to do it, because you're losing a squad. Effectively, while the mortar is less expensive than a rifleman squad, still denies mortar entirely to your opponent, as well as getting a mortar for your own. So, cost effectively, it is worth it, but it just doesn't feel good to lose a squad just to pick up a weapon. You could in fact see some airborne drops here. Oh, nice thing about it, even though you lost your rifleman squad, you can replace it with the paratrooper, which of course it is cheaper than the other paratrooper, but comes a bit later as 4 CP, but does come with an AT gun, and you can upgrade it to bazookas, so you don't even need to research weapon racks for mobile AT. Oh yeah, Smoke grenades no longer on riflemen, now on rear echelon. We'll smoke it out. However, there is more than one window. In fact, didn't even need to switch windows to engage that one. Another bunker over here. There's a huge amount of suppression here. This rear echelon could try circling around. Do got this mortar, however, the captured mortar raining in upon it. Very potent. Which also is really nice because usually the USF mortar only has a range of 65, not a huge amount. You got a blob now moving forward. One LMG 42 as well as Jaeger Command Squad. Actually, they used Panzergrenadiers. I don't know if that is the Stormtrooper skin.
We have a forward structure under attack.
Sure, what? Oh, a lag. That's what's hitting that squad. Mortar's trying to barrage down the bunker, but he will need to fall back shortly because there's way too many men coming down upon him. We've got a minesweeper out. Nice forward reinforcement. The Soviet player may need to get some mortars in order to help displace it, set up contain, and just mortar the place to death. Force his opponent to come towards him in his superior position instead of fighting it. Any indirect fire, really. I would say 2 mortars would be a good way to displace all of it. Oh, the MG team was facing the wrong direction. A slight bug can happen occasionally. You in fact got the T-70 coming on now, as well as a paradrop. Paradrop is coming down somewhere in this direction. Maybe it's way over here. Crazy. Now we do in fact have the Greyhound available. The Greyhound has received massive anti-infantry damage while increased sustainability. While his vehicle damage still the same, with the additional help it's now able to fight 2-2 more reasonably. Looks like we do got this blob falling back. The T-70 just forced it back entirely. And the counterattack, while a bit blobby by the US player himself, it's more of a counter blob, really. However, with this map being usually lane, most 2v2 games down the lane to 2 VPs, it's going to be blobbing on either side. It all depends. I would say there's a difference between blobbing and tactically assaulting. If he's individually microing all the units, that's fine. If he's just sending in a big, massive group for an A move, then that's not fine. We got the Sure Panzer Corps setting up. I'm gonna make usage of its gun. I forget. Changed it. Now it has a anti-aircraft mode. Focus on anti-aircraft duties. They misspelled Sheer, apparently. Sheer. They've got the R at the end. Oh well. And holy crap, that's a lot of bounces on a T-70. I don't remember. Did they change the stats? Because that was a whole lot of bounces. Okay, now it's actually penetrating quite reasonably. You're just unlucky. Looks like a Volksgrenadier squad has in fact gone down. His MG-34 may want to eye... Oh, the Sure Panzer quarters in here, so he doesn't need an eye to keep inside that building. He could try eyeing to maintain this point, perhaps probably behind this truck. Send the arc over here to radiate around as much over here, perhaps. We got this Greyhound now out, but the engine is in fact snare. Will take 2 more Panzerfausts. The MG's quite potent, but I think he would. Ooh, nice smoke, but that doesn't really do all too much. You're not worried about rifle fire. He's trying to hop forward. This 50 cal is in fact here, and the Grenadiers are starting to approach. One squad's in fact have been suppressed, both of them have been suppressed, but he needs to keep on falling back. He can still run up forward and get a Panzerfaust off it. It does not receive the shortened accuracy. Oh, there goes a Grenadier squad. Greyhound's in fact still alive on the hair is Chin Chin Chin. which it's a hound, not a pig. Swine. Most likely, the conscripts will not be able to win this engagement. In fact, two of the models are not firing. If you do got that mortar coming on in, you can get a good hit and can do quite a bit of damage. Panzer IV is now out? Yep. Oh, now from the OKW player, we do have the Panzer IV. The Wehrmacht player is running a bit low on squads.
The enemy is taking our territory.
T7 still skirting around the flanks, staying out of range of any Faust. The Cannon Warfare is trying to get some hits onto it. It has sustained quite a bit of damage, so it may only need 2 more hits until death. I can't really say. But this Panzer IV is a pretty good counter to it. Never mind. Arfman has moved, pushed forward, secured up over here, trying to die at this Jaeger Commander. The Jaeger Commander has only 300 manpower, so wiping it out is not actually a huge benefit. But the veterancy is quite nice to get rid of. We do, in fact, potentially see a Panzerfaust, but he still loses that squad. We do got a Panther coming out. Ooh, that was in fact a canister shot. But now he's just waiting for the Panther to come out. He will take quite a bit of time to actually get himself reinforced because he's very low on manpower. May potentially get some time for this Greyhound to using the engine repair crit. Very nice. Now we'll buy him some time to get on out. Or he's going to just continue to destroy that Ash.
Great fucking job. Evasive action. Keep the wheels going. They know we're here now. Be ready for counterattack.
Panther's now out on the field, but this austere player is blobbing. Blobbing doesn't really pan out. Get a couple anti-blobbing tools such as the 50 cal, your opponent's mortar, and you will inflict massive bleed onto your opponent. The best way to deal with blobbers is to let them blob and make them pay for it. Because now he has trouble sustaining anything. I wonder, he does have G43s. I wonder where all of his munitions went. Probably on all the spent squads. He probably has camouflage for all of them as well. Not on the MG42. Shame. Panzer IV received the penetrating hit from the Zis. We do in fact see a snare coming on down, but we'll take another 2 hits to finish it off. Most likely, I don't see any. There is a Jackson coming out from the US player. You got Katusha, he's planning to snipe with that. I would disagree on the Katusha. Since he already has a T-70 out, he needs more of a mobile anti-tank asset, such as an Su-85 or T-34-76. We got a Russian mine there. Oh, but that was a very good hit from the T-70. Looks like another snare has hit the Greyhound. Snare did hit the Panther, but did not have low enough health. And we do got some MG42 in the Panther now, forcing away these units. Pack 43, Pyrotoy's fire is now permanently on. I hate this positioning. It can shoot through buildings. Still can, right? Pretty sure it still can. Maybe doesn't. Doesn't then make sense. If it does, if it still can, then no. You should always have it behind a building. Jackson's now moving forward with the health buff. It can now reasonably brawl against other tanks, but it still has the same arm penetration. It's still not the greatest against Panthers. Panthers do have excellent armor, but at least it can still get on more reasonably. At close range, it does have very good penetration to Jackson. You got the Zis now being flanked The Katusha could have been run down, but he's eyeing just to retreat back. The Jackson has responded over here, but the no, that is the Pack 43. Pack 43 got one hit onto that unit, wiping half its health out. The Panzer IV, in fact, has missed. Just give a reference. Okay, we saw briefly because it's now moving. The range was all the way out to here. T-70 received a couple misses there. It still can penetrate through the world. Yes, it does. Of course, misses will just straight up hit whatever's soonest. And the hits will just go ahead and penetrate through the buildings. The VPs are in favor of the Axis players, but only by a small margin. And that was a pretty good hit. The Panzer IV can still sustain 2 hits before death anyways now. Sidaroth are being built, so we will in fact see some OKW elite infantry. Airborne elites have been deployed with bazookas, and these are the buffed bazookas, the elite variant bazookas. Ooh, rifle grenade will displace that squad. It is a veteran C3, so it has the 5-man squad available, but still has a minesweeper, so it doesn't not exactly as good as combat. One bazooka comes on in, one penetrate, one deflects. Apparently there's deflection damage. Not know that. It's like a bit more than normal deflection damage, I believe. I think the elite bazookas are equivalent to Panzerschrecks, if I remember correctly. But I don't know exactly. I haven't exactly looked in the raw files for a lot of this. So we do got another Greyhound. He does have the Jackson now, so he does have plenty anti-tank, and he's approaching enough fuel for another Jackson. So I think Greyhound for anti-infantry, because he knows his opponent has been punished quite a bit with his lobbing. He is building 2 mortars for indirect fire. But Jackson's more than enough to ward off the Panther. So I would say that's actually a reasonable option. Katusha coming on in. We'll just remove one of the Lags. Lags have cost decreased. That is quite nice, because it was not exactly performing its cost, and they didn't nerf its auto attack range. So I say it's in good position right now. This may in fact decrew the weapon. Yes, it will in fact decrew the weapon. I could say the Pioneers could grab it, but it is OKW land, so it's best for the OKW to control it. Oh! He tried to capture it up, but they're in the repairing state, resulting major damage from the MGs. And with prioritized fire, the squads just got ripped apart because they were repairing up the vehicle. We could in fact see the Pioneers claim it up. Yeah, we do got the Pioneers here. We do got a captured Pack 40 here. That's not exactly good. We got the 2 Austria mortars, which will displace that squad quite quickly. Now the Greyhound has been claimed by the Austria player.
The enemy is taking our territory.
And there's a move forward. The perhaps could get double foul south penetrating it. Pack 40 has been decrewed by the Pinto Mount. The MGs have been buffed on the Austria Panther. Pack 40 has been recrewed. One penetrating hit onto the 34. The T-34 was still in range, but just out of line of sight. Chrono grenade comes on in, but will get not hit much. And the suppression will come on in, and the Jackson will start engaging, but doesn't have any infantry support, and will actually back off. off. Very good option. No point of losing your unit. Or you let it even get damaged now because the repairs have been reduced for at least for echelon. Maybe one eye for repairing up the... Oh, he did actually repair up the pack weapon itself. So it is fully healed.
Contact! Heavy machine gun! Unit ready.
We'll in fact see a nice booby trap from the Sidaroth. I don't really see that all too often, but I'm always glad to see new things being utilized. This will in fact get some penetrating hits onto the Panzer IV. The captured MG-34 will be displaced. Like, maybe eyeing for a barrage on this unit? Yes, he is. Or maybe just some auto attacks. It is in fact a barrage. Blob versus blob on the left side, but the USF didn't start blobbing until later, resulting in the other blob getting destroyed first. You got the saber rounds being used. Results in a couple bounces. We do in fact see the main engine main gun destroyed, which is going to be very problematic if Jackson does not have any contestant. We could throw a Panzerfaust, which will snare the engine. Something that's get deployed down. Cruz is still close air support. He needs to snare the engine. He needs to snare the engine. Oh, but he does not have the munitions for it. And he's just maintaining maximum distance. So without those stun crits, and there goes the captured Greyhound. Without the stun crits, now it no longer just result in multiple pummeling on the same unit. Now they can escape out and keep on moving to escape it. Bazooka just snipe a model? Those bazookas sniping models, I think those are actually the old style bazookas. They do full damage to infantry. I need to check that one in the editor. Oh, nice grenade, which will wipe out the Grenadier squad. Very good grenade. But I think they forgot to, whoever was implementing it, got to make it not the shotgun bazookas, unless that is on purpose.
We're losing a capture point.
Grenade warfare doing a little bit buggy animations there. One grenade was to be thrown, but may only get one model at most, but does not. Another Greyhound coming out. This is the third one in the game. The T-70 we did in fact see it go down. And their Katyusha still alive. Quite a bit of fire has come down upon this Pack 43, but that is quite reasonable. It is a massive anti-tank asset. Sure, Panzerporter is an anti-infantry asset. A very powerful hardpoint right here. VPs are in favor of the Axis players.
Supply hub getter is ready for orders.
Bring up these weapons, very nice. Might as well not allow his opponent to reclaim them if possible, or even for their own. And they're not going to gamble or utilize resecuring it for themselves because they're approaching population cap. Destroying it, so make sure your opponents definitely don't get it. It's a good option. Austere player. Blobbing has not been efficient. Austere blobbing never really pans out too much. In fact, I have Katyusha barrage coming on over here. It's a very congested area.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Do got an assault coming on over here. The MG-42 was not destroyed actually, and was resecured by the Jaeger command squad. We'll do a massive fallback. The Greyhound is very potent. The Panzer IV is actually in the area. He's slightly damaged from the Katyusha barrage, so he can get his engine snared. Jackson will get a penetrating hit there. Two Obsidiansen are out, which will result in massive anti-infantry damage. Do got a barrage coming on in. It is actually a storm of attack, which of course is now two them coming on in. Is it just straight up a loiter now? Yes, it is. It used to be, I believe, it's just a strafe. Anti-aircraft mode has been engaged. Very nice. Forward retreat point has not been researched. He has quite a bit of manpower as well as fuel. Maybe he's eyeing for King Tiger because it looks like he has just approached enough fuel for it. Ooh, that was a pretty good hit there from a counter mortar. In fact, so we'll straight up destroy the entire team and weapon. This, we got doctrinal lock-in, I probably should mention. The reworked guard rifles combined arms tactics, which now has KV-1s. Instead of, what was it? They merged PPSHs and hit the dirt. And they replaced that spot with the KV-1. Excellent. Inky tank, which has been buffed itself. I think now it has what, 800 or was it 960 HP, so it can withstand a couple more shots. Captured austere mortar, veteran C3. Ooh, that was a pretty good hit there. But the veteran C will allow it to have additional range to counter barrage the other mortars. Panzerwerfer maybe eyeing for a counter barrage? Maybe just trying to hit something else. I'm not sure with the Panzerwerfer barrage coming on in. It was a large miss. It almost looked like a creeping barrage. What should do a creeping barrage? You got the ambush first strike being activated there. There's just way too much firepower coming upon this squad. An MG bunker has been built here for suppression. I think I hear the King Tiger. King Tiger is now out on the field, which will crush blobs quite reasonably well, but has increased scatter, so it's no longer the super sniper it used to be. There are two Jacksons here, though. There is a significant amount of anti-tank, and the Panthers has to be forced back. An engine has been snared upon the King Tiger. This is not looking good. Jacksons, I think one of them is using the heat vap rounds. Yes, it is. We'll crawl on out of here. The Jacksons are forced to back. Another Stormvic attack coming forward. Oh, they targeted the Lag first, which is a very problematic because he would have got the repairing engineers. He would have wiped them out instantly. Panzer IV can help displace Jacksons, or while the King Tiger is soaking up the damage. We got another barrage coming on in. Is the cluster mines, which will decrew the gun once again. They're doing a good job of decrewing that gun. We actually see a coordinated fire or the barrage coming in that. Nope. KV-1 is out. We'll take another 2 more hits until death. 1 bounce. He is trying to blitz on out of there, but it will get killed off entirely. KV-1's superior armor is superior. KV-1 is not exactly as a brawler like the other, like T-34-85, but it can take on Panzer IVs no problem. Decisively, really. And even withstand quite a tank destroyer fire, such as the Jagdpanther and Stug.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina.
Ooh, nice frag grenade. We'll only get one model, however. But we do got more reinforcing rifles here. However, there is suppression here and Volks Grenadiers, Obusadotson. Ooh, there goes a rifleman squad entirely, however. One squad wipe. Jackson's trying to hit the infantry, but it's not exactly effective. One grenade will wipe another rifleman squad. That may have been both of his rifleman squads. You can replace them with Pathfinders or by Pathfinders. We do in fact have a Sherman tank coming on out. A very effective medium tank. Nice Katusha barrage trying to displace this general area. We'll perhaps should try to focus this bunker more. The bunker's still alive, can be repaired, and it is providing excellent suppression in the center area. We've got some ambushing paratroopers here. You can always build mines with these guys as well. Ooh, Greyhound will get hit by the Pack 43, and one more shot and it is down. It is down. Pack 43 is being very problematic. Another Stormovik strafing run coming on in. Oh, there goes big explosion there. I think that was a mortar also killing off all the Pioneers as well. Another Panther coming out by the Austere player. We need some Pioneers now. T-3476 will in fact go down. More Panzerwerfer barrage coming on in, trying to hit that mortar and actually hitting the Katusha a bit. If you actually took out that Katusha, that would have been massive. Close range barrage onto the Tiger tank, as well as a Pack 43. A very juicy barrage will decrew the Vikenwerfer. Didn't do all too much to the King Tiger. Though the engine's quite damaged, he can go ahead and get a snare. In fact, he will go ahead and get a snare. We may not be able to kill it off. It will force his opponent to slowly back off and get it repaired. And there's quite a bit that these Pioneers need to repair, and with their repair speeds reduced, it's actually very hard to maintain all that. He's going to repair up the Pack 43. That's probably a good unit to repair up while he is falling back with his Tiger. Bazookas will come in and get 2 penetrating hits there. Tiger has to be very careful. I'm not sure how these bazookas will perform entirely, but they're doing very good damage to it. 2 Jacks coming with evap rounds. The King Tiger's down to his last bit of health. The Duke got a call-in upon, I think that's cluster mines once again. Panther's not coming forward because the Pack 43 has not been micro to engage this area. This would have been very prudent, which would decisively result in a win for the OKW player. Finally gets repositioned, has not fired, but just gets decrewed by a Katusha barrage. The Sheer Panzer Quarter goes down, the Storm Pioneers go down. That's a massive losses. He does recruit the Pack 43. Desperate to get this thing firing under the KV-1. He has 2 Obsidians, so he does have significant anti-infantry damage. There needs to be a close air support in that engagement, but there was not. That would have actually really helped out as well. Molotov comes on in, penetrating hit by the King Tiger. The Pack 43 does get a hit as well. Panther's in the area. The KV-1 is down to 1 shot away from death. For the King Tiger, I think it's 2, but does roll a bounce on the side armor and then death. The Pack 43 is entirely down now. Jackson now moving forward. Pack 40, but it will instantly get killed. Just ran into a gauntlet of AT. Not exactly ideal. The Obstotson player just down to a King Tiger, 2 Obstotson, and Volks Grenadier. Noah completely butchered up that analysis. Only 1 Pioneer for the Austere player. He needs 2, if not 3, to repair up his stuff, and perhaps even help out with the OKW player. Could see a snare. In fact, we'll see a snare. Though he still may, in fact, lose that squad. In fact, he will lose that squad. That's his last infantry fighting squad. Will de-garrison the unit. We'll take 2 more Jackson's hits and engage to kill off the Panther. And the Jackson will, in fact, go down. Only the Greyhound remains. Never mind. No more vehicles left. We do still got this KV-1, 2 Panthers, 1 King Tiger, so the vehicle advantage is still in favor of the Axis players heavily now. Repairs are non-existent. He has built the repair headquarters, but needs a Sturm Pioneer squad for straight up repairs. Sure Panzer headquarters is down, so he needs to rely on Pumas for more anti-vehicle damage to utilize his fuel, or he can go for Stuka-Zafus. Panther now being engaged by bazookas. It's by the rear echelon, yes, the bazookas, and the KV-1. The KV-1 will have trouble versus the Panther, even with that low health, but he could still get a couple penetrating hits. But there's a supporting pack here, has been repositioned. Panther blitzed away, using the roads for faster mobility, decides not to engage. In fact, didn't take any damage. That's actually quite nice. He lost his Pioneer squad. He needs to get out 2 Pioneers for ample repairs. Or reasonable repairs, really. The mortar team will in fact go down. This Katusha barrage being very problematic. Obzadotson goes down. That is a massive loss. Lost both his Obzadotson. That is very problematic.
Pioneer group is ready for action.
The VPs are in favor of the Allies by a significant margin. He's trying to suppress this lieutenant using Pack 43 to capture the Axis players. They don't have all too much left.
We are down to 75 points.
And there goes the Panther. I think this is the end of the Axis players. The OKW had to maintain very good field presence, but then all the support abilities were coming down upon him, which resulted in him having trouble maintaining his position. The austere player just straight up blobbed and countered by anti-blobbing tools. And that's... So I would say the Axis players are lost primarily to the austere player.
Consolidate our forces. We are down to 50 points.
Pretty good hit by the King Tiger there. That's all they pretty much have left. They got a Panther and King Tiger. Almost no combat infantry. Just what, 1 Volksgrenadier? Yep, he is building a Puma, but he actually needs anti-infantry damage, so Panzer II would actually be a better option. I know that sounds strange, but that is actually the better option at the moment. They just need anti-infantry. This gun will get entirely destroyed there. Ooh, very good hit there. The King Tiger is still a very effective heavy tank. Even though it got nerfed, it's still a very effective heavy tank. Last of the points are coming up. We do got super close air support. Some hot in-field deployment of the airborne. The Jackson does in fact go down. The Panther does not have much opposition at the moment. Paratroopers could grab that AT gun. And there goes the Greyhound.
Let's consolidate.
We got Deep Dive Puma, which is excellent versus these Katyushas. We will result it being sniped. However, they don't have enough VPs, and they don't have any. This VPs actually being contested as well. Only 6 points remaining. They need to secure a point now. There is a 50 cal here that is going to be problematic. This point is largely unguarded. However, there's not enough time. Even with... Oh, that's not a 50 cal. That's just a Maxim. Whoops. We'll throw Incendiary upon it. But that is the end of the replay. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.